Another team not quite getting enough respect, I don't think, at this point in the spring. We'll discuss that coming up next here on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks again for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there tuning in. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So it's spring rankings time. It's post-spring rankings, way too early rankings. And Andy Staples of On3 left the Oklahoma Sooners out of his top 25, Jay.
Yeah, it sounds like Andy Staples thinks that, he needs to see more out of Oklahoma, which I think it's kind of funny to hear that. While at the same time, I think I get it. I've had a few people say they love that we're being overlooked. And I'll agree.
There's only one place to go from there.
No, there is nothing. There's only one place to go but up.
Yep.
And right now, the way the Sooners are playing ball, we're doing a lot of winning in the portal, which is good. I mean, you got one of the top quarterbacks, one of the top running backs. So you got one of the top backfields, and that was your biggest problem. Your running game was kind of stale. It was kind of stagnant. It wasn't doing much, and you didn't have elite quarterback play that you needed. You had young quarterback play, but it looked exactly that. Young. You didn't have a veteran out there putting up numbers. Well, John Mateer has the numbers, and now you've got that, adding Jaden Ott. I expect a lot of the pundits to really keep Oklahoma either really low, no higher than 20, or completely unranked. And John, that is okay. Brent Venables does not deserve to be ranked right now. They need to play with a chip on their shoulder. They need to play with a sense of urgency. And I do believe this Oklahoma team will do that. But there's no reason for us to expect anybody to respect us yet. Go out there when you go punch Michigan in the mouth. People are going to be like, okay, I think we need to pay attention to Oklahoma. Then you're going to go punch the rest of them in their mouth. You're going to slap Auburn. You're going to beat up Texas. And then they're like, oh, well, shoot, we didn't expect this from Oklahoma. Even though we told you all that the biggest problem this team had appears to have been fixed. The even better part is Michael Hawkins now has more experience. He gets it, and he's watching another quarterback who's gone out there and has risked it all on a lot of plays, chunking it at moments, tucking and running and getting the touchdown. Michael Hawkins has witnessed that because he's done it himself, but he's now seeing someone else that has no fear. That's going to elevate his game too. Now you got two guys. I'm very much confident that Oklahoma's going to look a hell of a lot better, but we don't need to be ranked nowhere.
No, I mean, you come off of a 6-7 season in which your offense was one of the worst in the nation, and you can't argue to be placed in anybody's top 25, and Oklahoma shouldn't be. It's a team that has a lot of potential, but they've got a lot to prove.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, if they go and they beat Michigan, and if they do it convincingly, they'll be back in the top 25. If they go and they win 10 games, they'll be one of the 12 best teams in the country, and they'll go to the college football playoff. And that's really what it comes down to, is like the rankings are going to say one thing, but what it comes down to is what that college football playoff bracket looks like in December. And if Oklahoma can go and take care of business in some games where, hey, they may not be the favorite in the game, but they might be the more talented team, then they're going to find themselves with an opportunity to play some meaningful football in the postseason. And I don't mind, like, I don't care whether they're ranked or not ranked. If they want to play, if they need to be unranked to play with a chip on their shoulder, fine. But I think that they are just going to go in with we have a lot to prove mentality to ourselves, to each other, to our fan base. And I think they're going to be successful. You know, how successful, that's going to be the question. I mean, that's why we play the games, but yep. I think they're going to be having an opportunity to start quick and make some noise early in the season, especially with that game against Michigan, that game against Auburn at home. You're going to have an opportunity to start with some quality wins, because you look at some of these rankings, and Auburn, they're sitting there inside the top 25 at number 13. And why? What are we doing here? Ahead of LSU? 2 spots ahead of LSU? Are we kidding here?
I mean, they grabbed like some good wide receivers, and hey, they grabbed a former 5-star quarterback out of the portal. It's what it's. Hey, it's all you got to do. You grab a former 5-star that you got to see play like a whole season. You jump up. But they also grabbed another quarterback as well. So they've got 2 quarterbacks, also in a 5-star true freshman quarterback that's probably going to take everybody's job. Like I don't get it either. Like I'm thoroughly confused by why anyone believes Auburn should be that high. And it's no shade against them. I just need it to be proven. They went 5-7 last year. They didn't make a bowl game.
Right.
And they had a quarterback that threw for 3,000 yards before he got to Auburn and then completely regressed every single year afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
What am I supposed to believe here?
Yeah.
Until you give me that product on the field, Oklahoma still owns the state of Alabama right now. Period. We're going to go to Tuscaloosa and own it again. That's what matters. I just don't get the thought of why. I don't understand the Auburn one. LSU should definitely, and I don't know what Andy Tate was thinking, but LSU should definitely not be behind Auburn. Period.
It's wild to me. And so much of this is going to be based on just reputation, and that's why you see teams like Texas and Notre Dame at 1 and 2 in Andy Staples rankings. Texas is going to be good. Are they the best team in the country? I think maybe you can make an argument for that because other than maybe a Clemson or a Penn State, there's a lot of turnover happening across the country. And so you can't really sit there and say, I think that anybody is a definitive number 1. And Texas, I think, is going to be the popular choice all offseason and for much of the fall until Oklahoma beats them. That, they'll be the number 1 team. And a lot of it is just based on hype. And I hate to be that guy, but there's a lot of hype behind Texas. And I said it last year, and okay, they went and made the playoff. But I feel similarly. And this time it just feels differently. And I think Arch Manning is a really, really good quarterback. I think he's got a chance to be great. I just don't know if he's going to be great this year. And if he's going to be great enough to overcome some of the turnover they are experiencing on that offense.
Yeah.
That's where it comes down to me. Could they end up as the number 1 team in the nation? Sure. Why not? Just as I think they have as good a chance as any college program in the country. But I just don't know if they're there for me just right now.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not. It's gonna take some time to get me to that point. But I'm just not there yet. I need to see them with all the returns. I need to see it. If we get it, won't push back. But I got to see it too. Like I said, there's a lot of turnover, while at the same time, they dealt with it too. A lot of us dealt with turnover. So I feel like, in returning production, we were one of the higher teams. I cannot wait. I'm actually putting together my stuff now. And then when Bill Conley drops his, it's going to be a fun discussion to see what returning production looks like post-spring. Yeah.
If you want some positive conversation here, USA Today's Sports, Paul Meyerberg and Eric Smith put Oklahoma at number 25. And a lot of it's going to hinge on John Mateer. So if you need to see Oklahoma in a top 25 ranking, go check that one out over there. That's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, on YouTube. You can follow me at John9Williams, and you can read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms. And go check out all of your favorite teams as they're playing in the playoffs. Locked On Thunder, Locked On Lakers for as long as they're still in the play. Or did they get bounced? I can't remember.
They're still playing. They're 3-1. They're 3-1 right now.
Just go check them out. Go check out, Locked On Timberwolves, so you can get some Ant reaction as he puts LeBron in a bottle. But yeah, that's gonna do it. Until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. Talk to you then. Boomer.
Sooner. Yeah, the Lakers are still in there, but hey, Thunder up, baby.
Yeah.
Aren't you a Thunder fan now?
Ant's a menace, and I kind of enjoy that.